Science confirms it. After just 7 days of semen retention, testosterone spikes by 145%. By day 30, your brain's dopamine receptors reset, making natural pleasures, conversation, sunlight, even silence, feel euphoric. At 1 year, studies show your body operates at peak efficiency. Thicker hair, faster muscle growth, and razor-sharp focus. But the most profound changes are invisible. The discipline rewires your mindset, turning you into a man who thrives under pressure. This isn't pseudoscience, it's biology. And it's time you harnessed it. You think it's just about resisting urges, but the first week rewires everything. Your body doesn't understand what's happening. It expects regular releases, and when they stop, the withdrawal hits hard. Brain fog clouds your thoughts. Irritation flares over small things, and cravings dominate your mental space. This isn't just about willpower. Your biochemistry is recalibrating. Most men fail during these first 7 days because they mistake the struggle for weakness. The truth is exactly the opposite. These symptoms prove the transformation has begun. Your body starts producing more energy while your brain still operates on old patterns. This mismatch creates tension that feels like restlessness or anxiety. Discipline becomes crucial during this phase. Every craving you resist strengthens new neural pathways. Research confirms this is when permanent changes begin. Each decision to retain stacks the odds in your favor for long-term transformation. The men who push through report subtle shifts by day 7, deeper sleep cycles, occasional energy surges that feel like natural highs, and moments where mental chatter quiets unexpectedly. Your nervous system starts adapting to higher energy levels. You might notice your palms feel warmer or your posture straightens without conscious effort. These are physical signs of increased vitality circulating through your system. The same study tracking testosterone also found measurable changes in resting heart rate and skin conductance after 7 days. Proof your body operates differently when retention begins. Sleep changes first. You fall asleep faster and remember more dreams. Then food tastes sharper, as if your senses reset to factory settings. Finally, around day 6 or 7, a peculiar calm emerges between cravings. This isn't linear progress. You'll have moments where everything feels harder, followed by sudden breakthroughs. Each wave of discomfort dissolves old patterns while building new resilience. By day 7, your brain starts adjusting to the new hormonal landscape. Testosterone peaks while dopamine receptors begin their reset process. You don't feel dramatically different yet, but the foundation is set. The key now is recognizing these small wins instead of waiting for some dramatic transformation. The men who succeed learn to appreciate the slight edge in energy, the extra patience during conversations, the subtle lift in morning alertness. This first week serves one purpose, proving you can master your impulses. Nothing more, nothing less. Every craving resisted reinforces that you're not controlled by urges anymore. When you reach day 7, you've done more than change a habit. You've established that discipline outweighs momentary satisfaction. What comes next builds on this foundation. The real transformation starts now. By day 14, something shifts that you can't ignore. People start responding to you differently. It's not your imagination. That subtle confidence from testosterone peaking at day 7 now manifests in ways others notice before you do. Your eyes lock longer without discomfort. Conversations flow without overthinking. Strangers engage more readily. Research confirms this isn't placebo. Your physiology changes how you occupy space. Studies show testosterone increases directly influence dominant body language and vocal tonality. Your voice deepens slightly without effort. Shoulders naturally pull back. Movements become deliberate. These micro shifts send unconscious signals. A man retaining semen projects composure and strength without saying a word. Peers respond with unearned respect. Women notice something they can't explain. Your energy affects rooms before you speak. This social magnetism feels foreign at first. You might catch co-workers listening more intently or strangers holding doors longer. People ask your opinion unprompted. Research attributes this to rising energy levels and mental clarity rewiring how you interact. Conversations stop feeling like performances. Listeners lean in because your words carry weight. Every exchange becomes more meaningful. The science explains why. After 2 weeks of retention, your hormonal balance steadies. Brain fog lifts completely. Motivation and productivity hit new highs. This creates a feedback loop. Increased self-esteem reinforces confident behavior, which strengthens social proof. Colleagues assign you leadership roles unconsciously. Friends value your input more. Your presence commands attention without demanding it. Notice how objections melt when you speak. Watch where people stand when groups form. They position themselves around retained men differently. Ancient practices called this commanding the room without effort. Modern studies confirm testosterone's role in social hierarchy. The difference now is your awareness of this shift. Where once you sought approval, now you operate from quiet certainty. Sleep continues improving during this phase. Dreams grow more vivid. Morning alertness sharpens. Research links these sleep quality improvements to hormonal rebalancing. This compounds social benefits. Well-rested men project stability. Your patience expands in frustrating situations. Where crowds once drained you, now you draw energy from social connections. The most surprising change? People confess things without prompting. Your stillness invites truth. Studies connect this to increased presence. When you fully occupy conversations instead of mentally rehearsing responses, people sense safety and openness. Retention makes this effortless. Active listening becomes second nature. Friends remark how different you seem without specifying why. This social transformation serves a deeper purpose. As external validation increases, your need for it decreases. The respect you receive stops feeding ego and starts confirming internal growth. Day 14 marks when semen retention shifts from personal experiment to observable evolution. Every interaction now reinforces that you're changing on fundamental levels. Women respond most noticeably during this phase. Research indicates they unconsciously detect hormonal changes through subtle cues like scent and pupil dilation. But this social advantage backfires if exploited. Retention works by accumulating power, not spending it. True magnetism comes from disciplined energy conversion. The right attention finds you when you focus on becoming rather than acquiring. 30 days changes everything. The man you were a month ago wouldn't recognize who you've become. This isn't about willpower anymore. It's about operating from a different state entirely. The mental fog that clouded your first week has lifted completely. Your thoughts move with precision now, like a sharp blade cutting through distractions. Procrastination loses its grip because your brain craves meaningful work over empty stimulation. Tasks you used to avoid become sources of satisfaction. Workouts transform during this phase. Muscles respond faster, recovery times shorten, and endurance increases noticeably. Research confirms testosterone peaks around day 7, but the mental and physical benefits reach their height near day 30. Your body utilizes nutrients more efficiently. Skin clears. Hair thickens. These aren't imagined changes. They're measurable shifts in how your system functions. The same effort yields greater results because your energy isn't being wasted. Focus becomes your default state. Where once you fought to concentrate, now distraction feels unnatural. Studies link this to dopamine receptor resetting. Your brain stops craving cheap stimulation. Natural pleasures regain their intensity: morning sunlight, deep conversations, the taste of food. You notice details others miss because your senses operate at higher resolution. Time management improves without trying. You instinctively prioritize what matters. Social interactions shift again at this stage. The magnetism you felt at 2 weeks deepens into quiet authority. People pause when you speak because your words carry weight. Eye contact feels like second nature. Your presence commands rooms without effort. Research shows this isn't just confidence, it's biological. Testosterone influences vocal tonality and body language in ways people unconsciously respect. Emotional stability solidifies around day 30. Minor irritations that once triggered you now roll off like water. Stressful situations feel manageable because your nervous system operates from surplus energy. Studies connect this to improved cortisol regulation. Your body handles pressure better. Arguments lose their appeal because you'd rather conserve energy than waste it on conflict. Sleep quality reaches new levels. You need less rest but feel more refreshed. Dreams become vivid experiences rather than fleeting impressions. Waking up happens naturally before your alarm. Your circadian rhythm aligns perfectly with your needs. Research ties this to stabilized hormone levels and increased melatonin efficiency. The most profound change isn't physical, it's spiritual. Many men report their first real connection to something greater around this mark. Prayer feels different. Meditation goes deeper. You start noticing synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that feel like guidance. This isn't mysticism. It's what happens when your energy isn't being drained. Your intuition sharpens because you're finally listening. Creativity surges unexpectedly. Solutions to old problems appear effortlessly. Ideas flow without force because your mind isn't cluttered with mental noise. Projects you abandoned suddenly make sense again. Research links this to increased neural connectivity. Your brain forms associations faster when operating at peak energy levels. By day 30, semen retention stops being a practice and starts being your nature. The benefits are undeniable now, not just in how you feel, but in how the world responds to you. What began as discipline has become dominance. And this is just the foundation for what comes next. The real transformation starts here. A year changes everything. This isn't about habits anymore. It's about who you are at your core. The practice that began as a challenge has become as natural as breathing. Your body operates differently now. Injuries heal faster. Sleep requires less time but delivers deeper restoration. Food nourishes you more completely. These aren't temporary benefits. They're signs your system has recalibrated to peak efficiency. But the real transformation happened in your mind. Decision-making becomes effortless at this stage. Choices that once required analysis now come through instinct. Research confirms long-term practitioners develop heightened intuition. You'll know things without knowing how you know them. People start asking for your guidance because your perspective cuts through complexity. Problems that stumped you for years suddenly reveal solutions. This isn't magic. It's what happens when mental clutter clears permanently. Stress no longer controls you. Situations that would have shattered you months ago now feel manageable. Studies link this to optimized cortisol levels. Your body handles pressure without breaking. Conflicts lose their edge because you conserve energy for what matters. Emotional outbursts become rare, not from suppression but from profound self-mastery. Anger, frustration, and anxiety don't disappear. They simply lose their power over you. Creativity flows without force. Projects you abandoned years ago suddenly make sense. Ideas connect in ways you couldn't see before. Research shows retained men report surges in inventive thinking. Your brain forms associations faster when operating at full capacity. Work becomes play because your mind thrives on challenges rather than avoiding them. People comment on your unconventional solutions. What they don't realize is you're just seeing the board differently now. Relationships transform at this stage. You attract different people, those who value depth over distraction. Conversations go beyond surface-level exchanges because your presence invites authenticity. Romantic connections either deepen significantly or end. There's no middle ground anymore. You stop attracting energy vampires because your vibe repels what doesn't match it. This isn't elitism, it's biological compatibility. Spirituality takes on new meaning. Prayer or meditation, whatever your practice, becomes profoundly different. You experience moments of connection that defy explanation. Synchronicities happen too often to dismiss as coincidence. Research indicates long-term retainers describe a heightened sense of purpose, not from beliefs, but from direct experience. The universe responds differently when you operate at full power. Discipline has evolved into identity. What once required willpower now happens automatically. Temptations that crushed weaker versions of you barely register now. Your standards have risen without effort, not from morality, but from self-respect. People either rise to meet your energy or fade from your life. Neither outcome bothers you anymore. The most surprising change. How ordinary this all feels. The superhuman benefits have become your new normal. What shocked you at 30 days now feels baseline. You don't think about retention anymore, you think from retention. The practice hasn't just changed your life, it's created a new one entirely. The man who started this journey wouldn't recognize who you've become, and the man you are now is just beginning. For centuries, the Taoists preserved this knowledge as their elixir of life. Today, science confirms why. The 2003 study showing testosterone peaking after 7 days proves it's not mysticism, it's biology. Every retained day compounds benefits. Clearer thoughts, steadier emotions, sharper instincts. This isn't denying pleasure, it's reclaiming power. The man you'll become in a year won't resemble who you are today. Muscle grows thicker, focus becomes absolute. Presence commands rooms without effort, but the clock starts only when you do. Every day delayed is energy wasted. The first 7 days prove you can change. The real question is, when will yours begin?